Hi, I'm Max. I'm the studio manager here in Crytek, Ukraine. We will be showing you some behind-the-scene footage about how Warface is being made. But first, let Michael show you the game itself.
Originally, Warface was supposed to be a PvP-only game. That means player versus player. We wanted to achieve full customization of characters that was never done before. We wanted cinematic gameplay. And the original concept of Warface we developed in a couple of months, and many people actually liked it. We realized that the full customization, which was one of the coolest part from our perspective of the game, didn't really work so well, because all these little things, all these little +1, +2 to damage or whatever, they didn't work in a shooter environment. It works well for MMORPG, but not for shooter. Also, we didn't want to have the player wait for months until he gets to the level 70 or whatever so he can play against other players. We wanted the player to go in the game and start competing against anybody immediately, no matter how much time he spent in the game before. In other words, it's important to us that anybody can join Warface and start competing against anybody and has a reasonable chance. So your skill is what's important, not the amount of equipment that you have. But obviously, the more you play and the more you unlock, the more options and the more interesting gameplay situations you can have. The biggest problem was elsewhere. We were not sure that as Crytek, it's good enough for us to deliver just a player versus player game. After all, everybody knew us back then as single-player developers. We have created big, successful projects like Crysis, and creating a game in which player can only play against other players was not good enough for us. So we decided that for us, it's very important to focus on co-op experience as well. So this is how we decided to start our first co-op prototype. And you know what, despite the fact we're Crytek and we have a lot of experience developing single-player games, it was a completely new and different and hard experience. Because one thing is to develop a single-player game, and co-op is a completely different story. You have to worry about 5 players, the way the levels are, the way the AI is working, all the in-game mechanics are completely different. So it took us quite a while, but it was hard work, which was worth it.
Crytek has got a lot of experience creating these AAA box products like we did for the Crysis franchise. Now, what we really wanted to do was to take all of this experience and the technology and just throw that into the free-to-play market. So you get the experience we had from making really good video games on top of the really solid technology that we have, and we really think that this put together is going to really drive the free-to-play genre forward.
Achieved with CryEngine 3.